Out here in the shop getting the 850 ready to go to Crawfordsville, Indiana for the Ironman, which is race number 13 in GNCC, which is our last race for the 2021 season for the National Series. So we're out here now getting it prepared. This is the one that we had problems with back in West Virginia with it running on one cylinder and had to stop on the pit stop, and we discovered it was plug wires. So we're getting ready to, we got the plug wires off. We're getting ready to pull the plug wires off this one here. But I wanted to show you guys an update. We raced FTR this past weekend, Florida Trail Riders, and Brandon ended up getting the overall, but had some issues. But got very lucky and was overcome some of the issues. He hit a tree, a couple of trees on lap 2 by mistake. If you guys has been there, you understand it's big pine trees there. So he bounced off a couple of trees, but it did bend a trailing arm for sure in the right side. I'm not sure if you can see that, but those tires are supposed to be lined up, and the front of the tire here is pointing in probably about one inch, I would say. So what we're thinking is it bent the trailing arm in there. Whenever he stopped on the pit stop, we saw the sway bar. The sway bars pushed this direction toward the left-hand side. So we actually thought he broke a sway bar because you can see where he'd been riding and it was shoved out this way about 1/4 of an inch. Turns out that when it took and bent that trailing arm this way, it pushed the sway bar to the left. So that was what was giving him the cradle effect when he's driving the quad. He was having to hold the steering wheel sort of sideways. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, anyway, that's what happened to the green machine. So we're getting, Robert from BNR is bringing us brand new trailing arms. We're going to go ahead and replace both of them. And look at that sway bar when we take it out. We do have a new one over there if we need to put that on there. But and also we're going to replace the bolt that holds the trailing arms on, just in case it bent that also. But tonight's project is these are the plug wires. This is the one on the front of the quad. This is the one on the rear. And as you can see, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that or not, but this one's really copper, and this one right here is sort of the tarnished where it has been arcing, and also it's got the green residue on it. So we could potentially, we thought about cleaning this up and using it. Problem is I don't know how far that corrosion has went down this wire. So we want to replace everything from the spark plug all the way up to the coils. So anyway, we couldn't get them in time for Ironman, so we're going to take them off this 1000. This is the one we're getting ready to do the frame on, and get ready to take everything off and upgrade it all to the 2021 suspension, shocks, differentials, axles, A-arms, trailing arms, everything. So this quad's going to come apart anyway. So to get us through for Ironman, don't really like doing this, but we're going to take them off of this quad, which we know are good, and put them on the 850. So this thing's already got a belt on it and that kind of stuff. So he's already started most of the prep. So we're going to go over there and get these wires off this 1000. Ones off the 1000, the coil wires and spark plug wires, and here is the ones we're going to use. These are the originals that come off the 850. So these do look a lot better. As you can see, they're really, don't have any corrosion on them, both ends. So they look really good. We have removed the spark plug boots, and what we're going to do is we're going to snip this back about 1/4 of an inch, just get rid of that old wiring in there, just to get down some new wiring, because this actually screws on there. So we do have our dielectric grease here, and then we got some black adhesive here made by Permatex that we're going to be putting on all this stuff before it goes back on the quad. And then once we get it ready to put back on the quad, we're going to actually put a little bit around where the coil area is. See that? Looks a lot better. I've got both of the wires done. So as you've seen me, I put dielectric grease in the boots, and then also silicone the outsides just a little bit there, so to create like a barrier for water. So what was happening was water was getting in this area right here into that one over there, and that's into the original one. That's what was making the corrosion. So I'm hoping that between the dielectric grease and then the Permatex black silicone stuff there that it'll create like a seal, is what we're hoping. But that is something we're going to keep a close eye on also, and we'll probably put that in our maintenance to where maybe every 6 races we just change them, and then that way we don't have an issue again. But first time I ever had this problem, and I've had a couple guys message me after watching my video saying that they've had the same issue also, and so we've never went through it. So of course Brandon and I are still learning these Can-Am Renegades. This is our first season racing these things, so the first time it cost us last race. So anyway, we're going to just start putting them on a maintenance program to where we just change them every 5 to 6 races is what we're going to try to do here. So well, we're going to let those sit for a few minutes and let them sit up a little bit, and then we're going to mount these things on this. So we can get on there. We've got that one there, runs up through there. I mean, they're a little bit of an aggravation to get to. One on this side, that's the back one, and then there's one right here that goes to the front spark plug here. So yeah, those things aren't that bad. It's just aggravating because we're trying to take our time and try not to, because it's already cost us a race. We're trying to be very careful and not have nothing rubbing against anything and that kind of stuff. Make sure we hear a click when it snaps on there. But anyway, yeah, don't want to do that. All right, Brandon, so we're out here and got it all finished up, and tonight is Tuesday night, and hey, I had a guy ask me where we got that at, that little stand, and to answer your question is, oh goodness, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I bought out a Harley Davidson shop, or not a Harley Davidson, but it was a motorcycle shop. This guy worked on Harley Davidsons, and utility 4-wheelers and that kind of stuff, and that was in that. So I have no idea where he got that from. It works. We got to put oil in the jack pretty often, but for the most part it works for what we do. But that's where we got that lift from. I have no idea who built it or where it come from. But all right, so Brandon, we got everything finished up out here, just about. Got the belt changed, oil service done. We have not started it up yet to do the heat cycle on the motor with the belt.
If it ran with the new coils in there yet.
And we haven't even started it with the new coil wires in there yet. Yeah, so Brandon's going to put the Moose hand grips. So the weather report in Indiana,
supposedly it's good, but I know Indiana always has about 3 or 4 creek crossings we always hit, and they always have water in them. So gonna put them on just for that mainly.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm hoping it's not that stuck mud stuff, because that mud in Indiana.
I'll tell you, at the Hoosier, the weather was about perfect. No,
yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking this weekend is going to be almost exactly how the Hoosier was.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little dusty. I know it's going to be cold. But
yeah. Well, we can do the cold right now, because boy, was it hot this past weekend. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely hot this past weekend. But yeah, we so we're got everything lubed on it. I think we've got everything. You know what I mean? Sort of like the checklist that we always do, and it's pretty much everything. So we got one last ride for the old 850. It's been a good 4-wheeler this year for you, Brandon. And next season we're probably possibly be on the 1000 over there. But anyway, we'll wait and see. But it's been a good 4-wheeler for you and been a good season for you, right?
It's been a great season this year. Can't complain. First year in 4x4 Pro, and definitely learned a lot. Feel like I'm getting better. Feel like I'm getting faster, and still feel like that. Every race I feel like I'm getting better and better. So I'm glad to be ending the year on this kind of note.
Yeah, we got after Ironman, we got one more race, which is the Halloween race in Florida Trail Riders, and then there is no racing at all in the month of November for us. down here. We don't have no Florida Trail Riders, and then we've got the GNCC banquet. I think the second week of December. I think first or second week of December.
I think second week.
Yeah, second week. So anyway, so. So Brandon, we got everything all finished up, and looks like you're just getting your helmet and your goggles and that stuff together. But the bike fired up and started up and ran fine without a skip. So we did something correct, and hopefully this week we don't get the water in it, right?
You shouldn't.
So
I'm planning not to.
we put enough silicone on there and dielectric grease. So, but there's the four-wheeler that Brandon will be racing in Ironman in round number 13 in the GNCC National Series. We are probably going to end up third in points. The champion Landon Wolf has already clinched the championship. He put together a stellar season. And second place rider is Cody Collier, and I think he's just too far in front of us to catch him. So we're going to try to hold down third in championship points, which is really good for our first year, right, Brandon? I mean, we learned a lot.
Really good.
Yeah, so next season we're going to come out and hopefully be a little bit better. So, hey, finishing third is not bad, but we want to move up. So if we can get anything better than third next year, that'll be a goal of ours. And hopefully next season we'll be a little bit more prepared. We got the 1,000 that we're going to be putting together for Brandon for next season. And so we're just going to try to get a little bit fresher four-wheeler up underneath him. And there's nothing wrong with this one. This thing's been flawless. But it is a lot of maintenance, as you guys see. So it takes a lot of work to do what we do here. And you know, we don't mind the work. It's just you know, with a four-wheeler, what's this bike got on it? 70-something hours, something?
Yeah, maybe.
Something. So it's got like 70-something hours on it, which, you know, which is a lot for a 4x4 Pro ATV, we feel like. So anyway, we'd like to keep them a little fresher, but this one doesn't get ridden, only in the race. So anyway, so the next stop is Ironman, Brandon. So you looking forward to the race like we are, right?
Yeah, ready to go.
So
Can be.
ready as we can be. That's all we can do, right? So all right, so next stop is going to be Ironman. So we're going to get all this stuff loaded up and get prepared to leave for Ironman. As always, guys, we appreciate you guys watching and liking our videos and sharing them and commenting them. It makes us feel good that we see that you guys are watching, and we're going to try to get better. There's some content that we're just going to try to get better on. So anyway, we appreciate it. Until next time at Indiana, we'll see you up there, and we want to thank you guys as always. Thank you.